Hey guys, welcome to Take Him to Detroit. This is the first video I ever made, so make sure to hit the like, hit the sub, and today we're gonna talk about the Indiana Fever Dallas Wings game from yesterday. And if that's the first Indiana Fever game that you ever saw, you'd really come to the conclusion that dang, Caitlin Clark's teammates really cannot play basketball. Like watching the game, I was really like, dang, I never realized that Alyssa Smith didn't have hands, you know? I didn't realize that Kelsey Mitchell didn't have eyes. I did actually kind of realize that watching her in a bunch of other games, but you know what I mean. And I didn't realize Lexi Hull had zero offensive bag whatsoever. But I mean, this is what happens when you're the Indiana Fever and you cut your best defender, Celeste Taylor, and now you're all gas, no breaks. Every time that their offense is stopped and stagnant and playing like in a half court set, they're losing. Period. Every time that I see them step onto the court, you know, inbound the ball, and we're moving slowly, and it's not Caitlin Clark sprinting up the court, heading up the offense, I know that the possession's going nowhere. Because the second that the ball's out of Caitlin Clark's hands, it's like I don't know if it's the play design, I don't know if it's her, but it's like she's completely out of the play. There were a couple of plays that I saw where she gives the ball up and literally puts her head down and just starts walking the other direction. Like it makes no sense. But when they're in transition or when there's an inbound and everybody's still going back on defense, and it's not really transition, but it's like catching the slow, lazy people out of position, then they're actually in a good position to push the ball up the court and make some plays. So if we look at the box score here, Caitlin Clark, 10 and 19, face value, pretty good efficiency, but pretty much all of that was inside. 7 of her missed shots were from the 3-point line. So if you break that down, she was 8 of 10 from inside the arc. But I mean, this game really showed that. I mean, I think she needs a mid-range game because I think what was happening a lot is that a lot of teams are basically realizing that look, she's either shooting the three or she's going for a layup. Now this game, they couldn't really stop her when she was going for the lay inside. Or, they'd go to stop her and she finds the behind the back she did a couple times. She finds the outlet pass, or not the outlet pass, sorry. She just finds the person on the outside on the arc, and for a wide open three, and was really creating a lot of looks just like she did in college. But I really think it showed the need for a mid-range game because there was a lot of times, she has the defender on her hip, and we see Chris Paul do this a lot, but you get the defender behind you on your hip and you just bump into him a little, and it really just sets up a real easy floater. Aaliyah Boston has a pretty good mid-range game. She really utilized that today. 11 of 14. Pretty much all of that was inside. She took 1 3. I was surprised. I was like, dang, that was a good shot right there. She was kind of on fire, so you got to pull. But she has a good mid-range game where when they're running the pick and roll, and depending on the angle of the pick and roll, she can really get open somewhere between the mid range and the basket and take that shot from anywhere. I think her biggest problem is just taking the extra dribble sometimes too much, where it's like sometimes you pass it to her and well, not me. I'm not passing it to her. I'm not good enough. But somebody will pass it to her. Typically, Caitlin Clark, and it's like she takes an extra dribble or two, or like pump fakes for no reason. It's like she's scared of getting blocked or something, because she's 6'4" or 6'5" or something. But you really wouldn't know it this game or any game really. She plays a lot smaller than that and is like just a very skilled player, but in like a way just a little clumsy sometimes in a way that I don't really know how to describe. I think it's just the way she moves under the basket, but it's like you could really tell that she seems undersized, even though I don't think she should really end up being undersized. But I think it's maybe just because of the way she plays under the basket. She utilizes a lot of a lot of post skills, a lot of mid-range like floaters and mid-range shots that will catch people sagging off pretty consistently. And I think that's probably her biggest strength. But I mean, they were really the only two players who knew how to do anything this game at all. Demirs Dantes, I noticed this game more pick and rolls this game. They ran a couple pick and rolls, which was one of the complaints from the other day, where Caitlin Clark lashed out a little on the bench because she wasn't getting the calls she wanted in terms of the plays, and there was no pick and roll with Dantes, and that's kind of what you need. But I mean, she kind of gets cooked on defense. Doesn't really have much of an offensive bag, but she big though. And then I mean, we could go teammate by teammate and eviscerate all of them for this performance, because it was not a good all around performance. Kalu Samuelson, bricks, built a house, 6 shots, all threes, made one, but I mean, all of her looks were wide open. Like me, I go to the gym, I shoot 1 of 6. You're a professional basketball player. You should not shoot 1 of 6. I shoot 1 of 6 at the gym. I cannot shoot. But some days you brick, and I mean, they started the game 0 of a million. Melissa Smith, 0 handles. I like I don't know why sometimes she's taking the ball up as like the alternate ball handler when Caitlin Clark is being guarded like 90 million feet up the court. But I mean, she lost the ball a couple times and it was egregious. Nobody on her, just the ball just slips out. And I mean, geez, you can't be letting the ball get away from you like that. I mean, she had 4 turnovers and none of them were warranted at all. All of them were just the ball slipping out. Then Aaliyah Boston, I don't really have anything bad to say about that performance. I mean, it was a worse second half than first half. Obviously, I mean, it's hard to replicate a 20-point first half. That's a lot. So, I mean, just good overall game. 4 blocks, and I mean, just a good overall game from her. But only 28 minutes. It really felt like she got into a little bit of foul trouble. Um, I mean, the whistle was just the refs were letting the whistle fly tonight. So it was kind of hard for both the Fever and the Wings to stay out of foul trouble a little bit. Kelsey Mitchell, I hate when the ball gets into her hands. If I was the coach, which God knows I shouldn't be, she would not touch the ball nearly as much as she does. The problem is, or I gotta sit down and have a talk with her about, look, you gotta learn how to pass the freaking ball, dude. Like, the second the ball touches her hands, she's either ah ah Yaga and like I don't know, doing something crazy, doing way too much to get nowhere. And it's like she never has her head up. She's always just looking for the shot. And it's like, bro, last game, I think she had like 25 points with either 0 or like 1 or 2 assists. Like she gets the ball and everybody else on the court disappears except for her and the other 5 defenders. Like when she gets the ball, other teams should just guard her like they guarded Angel Reese when she was up against the Liberty on that last session, and everybody just knows she's gonna shoot it because I already know she's shooting it. And then Kaylin Clark, I mean, good. I mean, crazy overall game. Record assist record as a rookie, insane. 24 points, great. But I mean, lackluster fourth quarter. I think. I mean, like at the end of the fourth quarter. I mean, where it's not all her fault because I think what happened was, second to last possession, you're coming to the court and she really likes to push the pace. She played all 40 minutes, but I mean, by the looks of it, you would have thought she played 15 minutes, and everybody else on her team played 40 minutes because she was pushing up the court, and literally nobody was there. So it's just her and the defenders because the defenders knew, hey, we're only up 4. If they push up the court quick and get a transition bucket on us, it's a 1 possession game. But it's like the Fever had no situational awareness. There's 30 seconds left. You can run for 30 seconds, man. You're about to foul anyway, probably. So you're about to get a crazy breather. Just chill. Like, come on, or don't chill. Do the opposite of chill. Unchill. And shooting 24% from 3 cannot be doing that. Not Lexi Hull. Sorry, Lexi. Wait, let's keep going. Demiris Dantes, you're big, you're slow. We gotta work on that. Erica Wheeler, 4 too many minutes. Lexi Hull, crazy good on defense. Great hustle, great heart, but no offensive bag. Missed a wide open layup. That was crazy. But I mean, as a team shooting 24% from 3, you're just not gonna get the job done. And then we go down, we see we see the Dallas Wings. Okay, Ogunbowale and Sims went crazy. 24 points a pop, and Ogunbowale was just hitting some crazy shots at the end that really took the heart out of the Fever. And it was just couple really good bounces for the Wings, especially on one of those threes where it just looked like it was going to be craziest brick off the back of the rim. It just bounced straight up and dropped right in, and I was like, wow. I mean, and right after that, you have a Goombawale with the fall away with the fall away two, just barely before the shot clock goes off. And it's moments like those where you do everything you can to come back into the game, and they just suck the life right out. It's like, dang, what can we do if we're trying our hardest and they're out here just hitting these types of shots? Like, it's just not our night to win. But the problem with the Fever is just letting them get into that position in the first place. You know, playing zero defense against a pretty bad team. Just zero defense, letting them drive at will, get the angles at will, get all of the buckets they need at will. And I mean, the Wings shot really well this game, and sometimes you can't really do anything about somebody shooting 45% from three. But I mean, it was just like there's no defense being played, and this is the repercussions of cutting Celeste Taylor, even though she wasn't getting any minutes. It's like your only real kind of defender is Lexi Hall. So what are you supposed to do when nobody else on your team can play defense? I mean, Caitlin Clark can't really get around screens. Dantes is slow. I mean, Boston is an all right defender. Smith is an all right defender. I mean, Mitchell is pretty small, so like it's just not a team where you look at anybody other than Lexi Hall and you're like, yeah, you're a pretty good defender, you know? So I mean, these are just the repercussions of their own incompetent front office actions. But that's a story for a different video. But I mean that's pretty much the whole game. The Fever, no defense, didn't come out strong at all. Finished the game pretty strong, but just some tough fall away shots. Great bounces for the Wings. Not to overshadow the rest of their game, pretend they didn't do anything to get there, but that's how the end of the game played out. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Hit the sub, like, and tune in for some more videos later. Thank you.